everyone. This is Luca Majno. We're back with Frank Gregory Ford. This is Global News Update on Tlbtv, courtesy of the Liberty Beacon Project, where we give you complete, backstage, up-to-date info as to the developments occurring in our world today. And indeed, this is the case today. We have some very important news for you. And this is the 18th of August, 2017. Without further ado, Greg, you have some searing announcements to let people know of.
Okay, Luca, it's good to see you again. Since one of the indicators that I've always found when you have something bad about to happen in a country, you have electronic warfare being practiced. Would you say that's what we just experienced for about the last 3 hours trying to get this show out, was electronic interference? All right, I've never had my computer go down, period, frozen solid like it just did. All right. It took many years of education and training to get my computer unfrozen. All right. So what we have here is a situation. Okay, and I'm trying not to be flippant about it, but this is an emergency situation that we are seeing. All right. And if the listeners would like to consider this public service announcement, please do. All right. Right now, we have a situation that we've been seeing building up for quite a while now, all right? But let's face it, in 200 years, and this is a question I'll ask, in 250 years of our country's existence, all right, when was a time when we were not dealing with race relations, all right? We've had a massive war, a massive civil war, where more Americans were killed than any other time before or since concerning racial relations, all right? We haven't figured it out yet. We can't see when something's being manipulated yet, all right? Yes, and I want everybody to turn up their volumes on this one. Okay, it's real simple. In these trying times, and we have a very controversial president, what do we have happening here, all right? The first time we saw this was with JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, all right? What was he involved in? Race relations, all right? That's what he's most noted for, and a political standoff with Cuba and Russia. Gee, times have changed, haven't they? And on the day that John F. Kennedy was killed, who did we see years later standing very casually at the base of the Texas Book Repository? George H.W. Bush, the same person that we saw today standing up, quivering and shivering and acting like a really deeply concerned statesman. Guess what, folks? We are looking at a coup right now, a coup, C-O-U-P, right? It's underway, it's happening, all right? Okay, JFK was actually killed attempting to deal with race relations, quiet race relations, equalize race relations, and he was attempting to fight the powers that be, as in the CIA. I don't mean the Cocaine Importation Agency. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go again. The Culinary Institute of America. There we go again. Okay, yes, the CIA. Guess what we're seeing today, folks? A CIA-initiated coup. All right? The next issue that comes to mind, my mind. This is in my history, folks, our history. All right? Most of us listening to this. Okay? We go to President Richard M. Nixon. All right? Gee, gosh, where was I? I was on his presidential security team, listening to exactly what we're listening to today. All right? He was being attacked. President Nixon was being attacked by a coup called Watergate. It was a coup led by the CIA. Oh, there's the CIA again. Are we seeing a pattern forming here?
Yeah, you're breaking up too. You're breaking up again too.
Okay, yes, absolutely. The CIA is responsible for what we're seeing today. Did you, Luca, put up that advertisement for actors that want to partake in historically significant news film footage, okay, please apply for $25 an hour. I guess they're not aiming that at Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, are they? Okay.
Interestingly enough, too, I noticed that instead of Charlottesville, VA, this one says Charlotte, North Carolina. See, so
Yes.
I think they're always trying to throw disinformation and misinformation at us to make us look like we don't know what we're talking about, and it's always
Yes.
back and forth.
You're absolutely correct. North Carolina and Virginia, yes, when you talk about CIA, that's where they live, folks.
Langley.
Especially in McLean, Virginia, okay? McLean, Virginia, all right? Not too far from Charlottesville, is it? All right? What we have here is Richard Nixon, all right, being subjugated, set up in a coup by the CIA. And what familiar face pops up there again? George H.W. Bush, all right? George H.W. Bush. We see the Iran-Contra situation, all right? What do we see when our country is busy removing, when the world is busy removing CIA-appointed people like the Shah of Iran? CIA. Who do you see? An Iran-Contra affair? George H.W. Bush, all right? Now, what do we have here is another situation. And I just love this part. You know, when I go to Iraq and see the CIA causing compromise, brutalizing, terrorizing people, overthrowing one country after another, guess what? For big oligarchic type money, interests, okay? That's who the CIA works for. The CIA knew about 9/11. That's why they didn't do anything. It was the Bush family engineering it. I just got off the phone a little bit ago with somebody who investigated the Phil Marshall case, and who was involved in that? Jeb Bush. Okay, Jeb Bush. All right. We've got 150 people a day dying of opioid overdoses. Guess where all those opiates are coming from? An associate intelligence service called ISI, Pakistan. Yes, they're killing us already, folks. That's 150 overdoses a day. Guess how many addicts are being made a day? All right. So surprise. And then what do we hear? Okay, is now North Korea. North Korea is teetering on the brink of a war with us. North Korea, didn't they mangle us 65 years ago? North Korea? Well, guess what? They have some of the nuclear components I found in Iraq at the Al-Aqsa facility. Nuclear triggers. Guess who put this executive appointment order in to have those nuclear triggers manufactured and designed at Los Alamos? George W. Bush. Okay. Is everybody seeing a pattern now? All right. See, I might actually, the government says I'm mad as a hatter. Okay. Yes, I would probably agree with that, because I should have done something sooner to stop this lunacy. All right. And I want everybody to understand this. What we are seeing today, we've got a problem. All right. Is no more than 15 minutes ago, I see George H.W. Bush talking about how wonderful his race relations are and were. And then 10 minutes ago, I see a statement by the former director of the CIA. We're talking, by the way, for those of us who don't know this, George H.W. Bush, he and his father were incremental in building the CIA. Yeah. All right. The CIA does their bidding. Okay. The CIA engineered 9/11. The CIA knew all about, the old OSS knew all about Amelia Earhart. Okay. All right. They were cutting deals on oil in Manchuria. Okay. To cut the Japanese out, giving us World War II, okay, right. And Pearl Harbor. It worked so well, we've got 9/11. 9/11. All right. Does anybody really who's stupid enough out there to believe that it was anybody but the Saudis paying for and George H.W. Bush directing and the Israelis doing the heavy lifting on engineering on 9/11 that gave us this, disastrous endless war scenario?
Yeah.
Now, guess what? They're about to overthrow the one person who could probably do something and clean this mess up, or at least get some momentum in it. It's Donald Trump. They are quite simply engineering a coup right now. Any check to find out where the whereabouts of Hillary Clinton are? A few days ago, Hillary Clinton left the country. Did anybody hear about it? Well, guess what? As I'm saying this, she's on a plane headed back to the United States. All right? Why would she do that? Because she has been kept abreast by Mr. Brennan, John Brennan, of every issue the CIA has undertaken to initiate a coup of Donald Trump. That's what's happening right now. And they're using the issue of race relations. Gosh, didn't I just say 250 years to figure this one out? Okay. Funny thing, there's CNN provoking the situation every step of the way, providing ground footage, 5 times an hour, okay, of what happened, all right, with paid actors showing up.
Right.
Paid actors to act like, criminal thugs, riotous thugs, all right? They call it anarchy, all right? In the old days, the good old days, some of us remember those, the good old days. Here we have, and then we have the CIA with, I couldn't even believe it, there were actually imbeciles in the audience cheering them. And George W. Bush was there. Yes, they are attempting to lead a coup. It's what these people do. It's what the Damage Control Investigation Agency, aka the CIA, does. All right, it leads coups, and nobody's easier to get fired up than a bunch of hotheads or actors being paid to act fired up. Okay, by the CIA. And the irony is, folks, they're doing it with your money. Right. Your money. They're attempting right now to lead a coup against Donald Trump. Okay? Donald Trump, granted, he's easy to dislike. Okay? He's a goofball. Okay? Everybody smells snake oil a mile away with him. But the thing is he's owned by no one. All right? He owns himself. That's what we have here. The only other option you could say is, would this have happened if Bernie had been in office? Bernie Sanders? I don't think so. Okay. I hope everybody heard that. Can you imagine Bernie Sanders putting us in this position right now, teetering on the edge of a war with a country that we gave the weapons to? We engineered, the atomic program for, all right. And by the way, if you really want to know where the redirection is going, as I've always said on this show, always look to redirection. Anytime you have a provocation like this, that's big CNN news, look the other way. What's going on? We just defaulted in our payments to China. Okay? China. All right? That's what we have going on. China, who's buying on us courtesy of the CIA. Yes, the CIA has allowed NSA to let the red Chinese spies come in and spy, giving the information, okay, to everyone, okay, the Chinese on rocket telemetry, and even allowing the Clintons to have a good kickback on rocket development telemetry. All right, what we have here now is an insurgent situation right here, an insurgency. That's what is attempting to be created, okay, by the CIA to start opening those FEMA camps. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Remember those stellar characters when Hurricane Katrina hit? There came another issue about race relations. Oh my OMG here. Are we seeing a convergence? Are we seeing several patterns converging? Yes, folks, you are watching. Don't try to delude yourself. Don't try to switch the channel. You are watching a coup in action. All right? Your president is going to be overthrown and removed probably very quickly. Okay? Is my guess. Guess what? It's going to happen. And all the troublemakers and all those actors at $25 an hour, okay, they're going to be all rounded up. Probably most of the people that have put together this show, I would suggest, right, Luca? Okay, right? Hey, I said this was a public service announcement.
Indeed.
Okay, and hey, if you don't know what a cot is, a military cot, you better get used to it. You're going to find out. Okay, all this stuff is going to happen. This material that I've just said, this coup, is underway right now. John Brennan, the former CIA director, John Brennan, okay, he came out and made a political statement. The head of the CIA making a political statement on race relations. Hey, you know what a fan I am of John Brennan, okay, the man who gave us the 19 hijackers,
Right.
okay, the sworn a Muslim, okay, converted Muslim, all right. Guess what, folks? Yes, if John Brennan says this is going to happen, it's going to happen, okay? You are looking at a coup in action, and you better find out where your little teddy bears are, and you better find out where your bedroom slippers are, because that's about all you're going to be allowed to take to the camps when you go to FEMA, okay? Arizona, what is it? Arizona, North Dakota, New Mexico, all the places where they have those troublemaking Native Americans, okay? And I think they started up a super camp somewhere in Alaska, a super camp. What? They're going to issue muckalucks, okay? To go, when you go there? I don't think so, folks, all right? Get all of these things out of sight, out of mind, and put all these troublemakers there. And that's what the agency has been planning and doing since 9/11. They haven't sat on their hands. They haven't rotated on their thumbs, believe me. And there's not a single person in the CIA that's a graduate of the George W. Bush Leave No Imbecile Behind education program either, all right? These people know what they're doing, and they are watching you and licking their lips, all right? Every member in the public, you're a cash cow. You're that fat hog they've been waiting to carve up, all right? That's what we have. Go turn on the TV. Please, as I always say, Luca, about this show and the need for this show.
Don't believe us. Do your research.
Do your homework, all right? And remember, when you watch U.S.-sponsored CIA news, okay, as in CNN news, all right, remember, 20% to 40% of the American people will believe anything you tell them. If it comes out of a telephone, a TV, a computer, they will believe anything you tell them, all right? The moon is made of green cheese. They believe it, all right? Where's my pizza? All right? That's what they want to know, okay? Another 20% might actually question something coming out of the news, okay? Forget all those great-looking blondes they have on CNN. Forget it, all right? You are being fed, treated, and counseled psychologically every moment that you watch our media. Go to the alternate news stations like this one if you want to find out. We are having a coup. You've had your warning. You've had your warning, okay? We're living in interesting times, to quote the Chinese. Here they are, folks, okay? And believe me, things are never going to be the same, okay? Over the next 6 weeks, they're never going to be the same again. You better get off your Barco lounger and give your representative a call and say, listen, you worthless, lazy son of a bitch, here, we didn't put you in this position for you to make more money, all right, and pimp yourself out and prey on, and do pedophilia things, all right? to ingratiate yourself with the powers that be. Okay. Oh, and by the way, Vladimir Putin has made the announcement now, and I heard from a good source, wink, wink, good source. What's this about all the pedophilia files he has on American politicians, aka Hillary Clinton, the Clintons, okay, George H.W. Bush, Mr. Franklin Scandal himself, all right? Those are all going to come out, okay? And you know what's going to happen? Nothing. The world is going to say, what a bunch of imbeciles in the United States. How did this happen? They become the most powerful nation on earth, by molesting children and little boys, little girls, okay? How did Hillary Clinton get into the position of being one of the most powerful politicians on earth, all right? That murdering, psychopathic, scheming, conniving. Yes, why do you think she's coming back to America right now on a plane, folks? Why do you think that is? Because she knows there's a coup underway, and she was part of it for every moment since its inception, all right? And she's going to show up, oh, gee, how did this happen? When did these people know, and when did they know it? Sound familiar, Hillary? Okay, that's right. It should. You said it at 9/11 when you and your daddy, George H.W. Bush, and the village idiot, George W. Bush, put together the greatest attack on U.S. soil of all time. All right? Okay? And by the way, Susan Lindauer is going to reprocess this whole show out of Manhattan. All right? Remember Susan Lindauer, who tried to warn the UN Security Council of 9/11 that it was on the way about 9/11? Guess what? She's going to be putting it out too. All right? So what we have here, folks, is another coup. All right? Any questions? Have them call you, Luca. Have them chat room you. All right? But it's real simple. We have a coup underway right now, and this station is the first to say the bad words, the C word. Okay? Coup. All right? That's what we have is a brass hat coup. That's it. All right? Well, as a closing word, I want everybody to understand something. All right? The CIA was just defeated, dramatically just defeated, in a court case called the Mitchell and Jessem case, Jessem. All right? Look it up right now, Mitchell and Jessem case. What that has to do with all the people I had to repair and fix at Abu Ghraib prison, tortured, into oblivion. All right, they put the program together. Well, surprise, the CIA just lost the case. All right, Mitchell-Jessem case. And don't think for 1 second they're not going to retaliate. I mean, they might not be able, to torture with a free hand, be given a free hand to torture international citizens, but you think for a second that they're going to hesitate to torture U.S. citizens? They already have the right. They can already do it in their little camps, okay? Oh, excuse me, their billion-man plus camps, all right? They can do it. And they also have the right to execute whoever they want without any judicial record or procedure. Guess who, folks? You've allowed it. It's happened. And as of this point right now, you've been told that you have a coup going on. I suggest we find out the politicians that are responsible and remove them from office. All right? Kennedy tried it, and you saw what happened to Kennedy. Don't let this mistake happen again.
Well, we're going to get this show out right now, so we're going to finish it. And thank you again, Greg, for being a part of the truth and for being a part of the next generation that's going to be doing the right thing for this country. And we'll get the show on the road. Good.
Thank you.